super excited to be back up here at the home of East Bay Muscle Cars and show you something that's different for us as well as for East Bay Muscle Cars. This is a stunning, beautiful 1964 Pontiac Bonneville. We're gonna dig in and show you what this thing's all about. Hey guys, we are back at the home of East Bay Muscle Cars. I'm super excited about this one. And we are gonna bring Steve in a couple minutes to talk about what the build is. But we thought it'd be fun to talk to Cedric, the owner of the car, and why, of all cars there are to build, a Pontiac Bonneville.
Because the Pontiac Bonneville was my father's favorite car. That's all he dreamed of. He used to tell us stories. His uncle used to let him use the car. They would go to the drive-in with him and his friends and their girlfriends and have a ball.
Yeah.
And he always told me, I'm gonna buy one day. Well, because of where I came from, living somewhat of a impoverished area, he was not able to buy one. But in my house, he had pictures of the car, and it stuck with me.
Yeah.
So I decided, in honor of my father, I want to build a Bonneville that will run, drive coast to coast. I can take to car shows. I can be proud of it, because every time I look at this, I think about what an awesome my father that I had. And that means that's just dear to my heart.
I'm with you. That says it all, man. That really does. And before we bring Steve in, how did you find him? Did you already know about Steve, or I'm curious to know how you came about Steve and East Bay Muscle Cars?
I've been knowing Steve for a while now. We consider ourselves brothers from another mother.
Okay,
you see what I mean?
Yeah.
We really talk on a profound level and have nothing but love for Steve.
Yeah.
But before I got this car, I had a little Camaro that I needed some work on, and Steve kind of helped me with that. And from then, we became brothers from another mother, and we just got a lot of love and respect for each other.
Yeah.
But before we end this here, I just want to say that I feel truly blessed to feature my car with, Autotopia. And I feel blessed that East Bay Muscle Car built the car with perfection. And so I just want to let you know, nothing but love for you, man.
Yeah, awesome, Cedric. Thank you, dude. All right, you guys, we're gonna bring Steve in. So now we know the why from Cedric. We're gonna talk to Steve from East Bay Muscle Cars to understand what you built. And I love with you, before coming up here, you're like, it's not one of our crazy builds, but obviously it's still a pretty hefty build.
Yeah, it shows the diversity of the shop and what we can build, and we're kind of known for the pro touring type builds, but it's kind of cool to sneak a little bit of pro touring in a package like this that you'll find out when we drive it. But great build for a great customer and friend, so 64 Bonneville.
Was it decent condition when
No.
No.
It was very rusty. These cars, hardly anything available for them, sheet metal wise. In fact, there was some patch panels. We bought them, we just threw them in the trash can. So we had to make a lot of stuff for this. Bumpers, a lot of sheet metal replacement, all around the trunk whole area, all had to be rebuilt. But there was quite a bit of rust on this car. Yeah, one of the things is tail lights. Like, we needed tail light lenses, nothing available anywhere. Nothing. It's like 1 year only.
Yeah, it's not like a Camaro or a Mustang or something. I can't even imagine.
Yeah, so we had to actually CAD design the lenses and print them. There's just nothing out there. So it's a little interesting when there's not a whole lot of parts available. It changes things.
It almost looks like a stock Bonneville with some wheels and a nice stance to it. You know what I mean? But it's not screaming modified custom.
Nothing crazy. So speaking of the stance, so we put a Morrison front clip. We grafted in the factory frame and rack and pinion. And then it's already a 4-link from the factory. We made our own bars and converted it over to coilover. you know, a few tweaks underneath just to strengthen things up on the chassis, but nothing crazy.
Nothing radical,
Yeah.
because you're not making massive power and
No, just,
autocrossing.
You know, yeah,
and stuff.
yeah, we could though, but
Yeah.
we could autocross
Well,
it.
you were showing us when we were eating lunch that you landed at almost a perfect 50-50 weight distribution.
Yeah, I
on
think
the
it might
car.
have to do with that trunk that overhangs the rear wheel so far,
It's a big
but it is
overhang,
almost
yeah.
50-50 weight distribution.
So
it's
crazy.
yeah, it's wild. So
Yeah.
it's actually very maneuverable, surprisingly. Yeah.
Well, let's pop the hood and we'll kind of
Yeah.
walk through the mechanicals of what the car is. And then I'd love to talk about all the stuff that looks like it might be original, but that's something you might have had to 3D print or make here in-house,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. So we went with a stock LSA GM Performance right out of the crate. Even left the exhaust manifolds on it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, with the Morrison front clip, so we kind of position it as far back as we can get,
Mm-hmm.
smoothed out the firewall a little bit. 4L80E transmission, but you know, basically just modernized as much as we could. Cooling
Yeah.
system, CNR, radiator.
So what are these,
full switch.
550-ish horsepower?
Yeah, around 550, I think they're actually rated at 560.
Rear end, what was it going
And so
on
then it
this?
goes back to a 4 9-inch with a 391 gear, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a minute. I know you guys looked at
Yeah,
the books and you were like,
yeah.
oh man, we finished this in 22.
Yeah, it's 22, time
Yeah,
flies.
so it's a
yeah.
COVID car.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
It's super clean and simple, and you know, like you said, I mean, even it's so fun nowadays we've seen every hood hinge possible. It's fun to see like OG hood hinges with the big spring.
Right,
and-
right.
You know what I
right,
mean?
right,
Like it
right.
is.
We had to widen the wheel wells in there, but we just took the stock ones, widened them up for the tire clearance, and then just smoothed out all the unnecessary holes and on
Yeah.
there. And just put all the kind of modern amenities, you know.
Yeah.
Cedric came from a 67 Camaro with big block, you know, big nasty cam in it, high stall converter in it and all
Sure.
that. And he says, okay, I just want a cruiser, something like
Yeah.
this. Hop in, drive to New York if I wanted to. And,
Yeah.
and so this is quite a departure from his last car. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you don't even see like a boosted brake and
yeah.
Willwood all around the car.
Yeah, Willwood, you know, we put LED headlights in it. So we kept all the chrome trim, just refurbished everything on the chrome trim.
This car without chrome would just look wrong. Sorry to
Right.
say.
It's
It would
yeah,
just
no,
look
I
wrong.
hear it. That's all part of, you know, yeah, these cars don't take to smoothing out and getting
Yeah.
the chrome very well at all.
Sorry, I don't understand.
It's okay, Siri. We'll come back to you. Did you do bumper tucking and stuff on this? Or
Not really, not really. You know,
Stuff,
there might have
yeah.
been a little bit, you know, where we had to change the shape slightly to make it fit a little bit better. But, you know, it's a fine line. You don't want to, you know, once you start tucking here, then it's like, okay, well, then we got to do that and do that. And then it's just a snowball effect that
sure.
you don't know where to stop, you know. So,
Is it original grill on there that you just cleaned up? Or is
yeah,
that-
that's all original stuff right there.
Really?
All that. Yeah, that's what's so cool about this era of vehicle. It's just
Yeah.
all the little chrome highlights they put. And
Yeah.
just this lines and this it's something you just will probably never see again, you know.
Now, this was a time in design where there was things that were not necessary to the functionality, but they were necessary for the beauty. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
What's the color?
So it's actually a Toyota Lexus color. You
But
would
it's not a
recognize it.
modified blend or
No,
anything like that.
No,
It's a straight.
because we knew he was going to be driving this.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So if it ever needed to be touched up, no problem.
Would you do wheels and tires, like sizes, and what are the wheels?
They're shot wheels. I think a bit of 19 and a 20 in the back. 285
275 here, 285 back there,
yeah.
20
and 19. Yep, that's it.
Is that original placement?
That is original placement. It
How
actually works
cool.
better than you'd think it would work. When you're sitting in the car, it's actually in a great spot.
Is there an adjuster from
Yeah,
inside?
yeah,
There is.
There is, yeah.
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 That I just noticed these two lines here.
Yeah.
Do you sharpen that at all, or just is that kind of
It's
how?
slightly been sharpened, but it's one of those things, you know, that they put in as a design element that
I don't
you
know if the camera
is very
catches
subtle.
that, but it almost gives the effect of a convertible.
Yeah,
In a weird way, right?
Yeah.
You know, Cedric was talking about his dad borrowing the uncle's car and going to the drive-in, and I'm looking at this trunk going,
You can fit a lot of bodies.
Dude,
in
you
there.
fit a lot of people in the trunk of this car, man. The other thing he said that I thought was really fascinating, as big of a car as this is, because you said it weighs 4,200 pounds.
4,200 pounds.
And he said he averages, when he's mild throttle, 24 miles to the
Yeah,
gallon.
it's a LSA, you know. It just once it clicks into overdrive and it just
Yeah, I'll give part of the credit to GM. I'm going to give some of the other credit to you and your team here.
This
You
is
know,
the-
I mean,
you know,
that's the reality.
got a good gearing combo on here. It's
Yeah.
it's really happy with that. So
Well, do me a favor, dude. Come around that side. I'm going to come through this side and check out. I mean, this is Cedric. This car is begging for a long drive. I see. Even
Yeah,
these are
electric.
powered
Yeah,
seats,
they're
aren't they?
Trying to remember, they came out of a Chrysler product of some sort, like a Concorde or something, I think. Something like that. If I remember right, it's been a while.
Really cool. Simple though. Like this all looks almost completely original to the car, other than that you changed the gauge cluster.
Yeah. So we had Dakota Digital make us some gauges for this. So I sent them, obviously had nothing for a 64 Bonneville. So we sent it all back to them, and they, as usual, got us all dialed in like they always do. We got vintage air controllers in here that we converted to the stock knobs.
So did you guys have to make that in-house?
Yeah, we took a 3-knob controller and then adapted over the chrome knobs and then made the little faceplate for it. You know, put some new wood grain in there.
And this is cool, this wheel.
Yeah,
I like this.
Spark Industries makes
I
this.
figured that had to be Spark.
Yeah.
But simple overall interior. I mean, I know there's more to it than simple, but like this center console's really beautiful.
Yeah, it's a shop down Wall and Eads down in Central Valley.
Okay.
Yeah, Carlos down there did it.
And you could actually have passengers in the back seat. There's a ton
that's
of room
what
back there.
that's what he said. He goes, I'm going to load this thing up, so want to make sure that everybody's comfortable.
Yeah, this is so cool.
That stereos stuff is in here, basically. We got hazards and e-brake and stereo setup, all modern stuff, all hidden away.
Let's go cruise this thing. I take that back. I'm going to cruise it. Then you're going to show us that it still does spin tires. It's not just a cruiser. Yeah, let's go for a drive, man.
Let's do it.
I'm looking forward to this.
Right on.
Hey guys, listen up on this one. This is Matt from Mouse Blocker. Why don't you give us kind of a general overview of what Mouse Blocker is and why you started it?
Started this like over 15 years ago. I was a service manager at a car dealership. People were coming in and having problems with rodents just chewing a simple harness. I had nothing to recommend them. Went to work, actually designed our very first mouse blocker, and through the years, we've expanded to 6 products now.
So you guys, over the next few months, we're gonna show you multiple products that are available through Mouse Blocker to protect your daily drive car, your collectible car, a garage, maybe even a warehouse. So over the next few months, going to show you multiple products, but I'm stoked that you're here and I'm stoked that you have such a cool product.
This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, awesome. All right, you guys. Oh yeah, this is just a chill cruise drive. Boy, this car, I mean, right away you go like that, and you're like, wow, it just tracks kind of dead nuts straight, doesn't it?
It just cruises, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Morrison front clip on there with rack and pinion really helped out things a lot.
And like he said, he can pull up and win awards with this thing. I believe it, you know, I can't believe that's a straight up Lexus color.
Yeah.
Like no custom
There's so
blend or
many cool
anything.
colors out nowadays that you see. You don't need to do a custom mix anymore.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense too, because then, God forbid anything happens.
Well, if these guys are driving them, there's something's going to happen. That's all there is to it.
Sure, totally. Yep. God, it really drives nicely.
Yeah, it does. This is a rough road.
It is a rough road, and I picked up a pretty good bump back there, just kind of plowed right through it. Yeah, this is another one of those. I mean, if I had one gripe, and you said it a few minutes ago, is that you sit up slightly high in the seat.
Yeah, a little bit, you know.
And when I say a gripe, dude, that's when a car is really, really good, then it seems like you notice like maybe one little thing that stands out to you.
Yeah.
I mean, braking for days. This is just a driver car. Like this is
they're
really,
not even big. They're 12-inch wheel widths on there, nothing.
Yeah.
No.
But again, stopping a 4,000-pound car, and also, you know, when I'm looking at such a classic-looking dash, I'm thinking of an old car.
Right.
And the reality is the old from this car mechanically is gone.
Yeah.
You know? That's why I love this industry so much. You guys build these cars that retain the classic beauty.
Yeah, and some cars I think are more important to keep the you know, the spirit alive on them, and not, you know, it'd be really hard to like turn one of these into a monochromatic pro touring type car. They're just not, you know, it just doesn't play well to that.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't want that. I mean, there was that time where everything was doing the monochromatic thing, and it was really cool. It was.
Oh yeah.
It was unique for a while there.
Yeah.
It's been really fun lately. More and more, I'm starting to see a lot of cars keep the chrome elements to them.
Yeah, or do a nickel.
Yes.
And different textures now. There's just all sorts of, you know, there's so many options to.
Yeah. Boy, I really enjoy driving this car. This borders on driving a modern car, but there's still some, I don't know that I can even put my finger on it. There's still some charm. I know part of it is what I'm looking at in here. I don't know how to
it brings
explain
it back to a whole different era, you know?
It does. And this was the most beautiful era of automotive design, I think.
It was,
you know?
Yeah. I'm sure you can hear the blower whine pretty good.
Yeah, I mean this car boogies for a big car. It's not absurd, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's but for a big, call it a cruiser car.
Oh yeah.
You were a little late on that, Josh. Before we do anything, what?
I was just saying, getting you closer.
We'll do another one closer to you, okay? Now it's getting, you got heat in the tires. It gripped better that time.
Definitely did.
All right, we'll just cruise back to the shop and leave you guys in the dust of smoke, yeah? That's the perfect car right there, bro. Like, total cruiser.
Cedric's gonna be all.
But it still lights it up good, you know? I mean, look at it, it's all smoky in here. Really enjoy being back up here at East Bay Muscle Cars. I love showing you guys the great shops, the ones that do it, in my opinion, they do it the right way. Not only build something that looks beautiful, can win shows, but it can drive super mild like how I like to drive, or you can get down in the car. And this car does every one of those. Not a rattle, not a squeak, nothing. Just cruise this car down the road, and whenever you want, you can blow the tires off it. So more to come with East Bay Muscle Cars. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you in the next one. Later, bye.